down. That's 3. Fantastic play.
Magnus goes in, gets a couple with the RP. It's stolen by Rubik. He gets all 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and with that heavy breathing on the other side, we've got a third caster here with us. We've actually been able to get Zemok, who's going to be casting from the venue. Zemok, thanks very much for joining us, and unfortunately hard luck on falling out in the previous round, man.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I guess I wasn't favorable with my...
I think you just seem to fade away there a little bit.
Sorry, you're cutting out a bit there, Zemok. But yeah, I don't think the matchups were that bad. But anyway, we have Pand3m0nia versus Slider up here.
Mm-hmm.
They're both. This is a lower bracket game, so loser goes home, and winner moves on to the next game in the lower bracket, where they'll play the winner of the Self-Mort versus Bloodsloth game, yeah.
The winner of that
will play the loser of the Leo Gas
I think
game.
they guarantee themselves at least 4th, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
The winner of the...
Gas and Liu.
Gas
versus Liu.
Guaranteed 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, one of them are guaranteed at least 3rd. The winner of these games will be basically playing for 4th and... Yeah, basically to go through, because we have 1st and 2nd. 3rd will be there. Yeah, so basically the winner of this game will then play for a chance of winning money, or getting at least guarantee, or...
The winner of this game will move on to a match, and if they win that match, then they go to guaranteed 4th, at least. Because the winner of this match will play the winner of Self-Mort versus
Bloodsloth.
Yeah. I don't think we should get into too many of the semantics of such. We're just waiting for them to start, so that everybody can see on the overlay as well. Slider will be at the bottom of your screen, Pand3m0nia will be at the top. So just waiting for these two players to go in-game before we continue.
Yeah, basically they're guaranteed top 6. That's the gist of this.
The long and the short.
So whoever loses in these matches between Self-Mort and Bloodsloth and Slider and Pand3m0nia will be 5th and 6th, and then the winners will be guaranteed at least 4th, which is prize money. So yeah, that's basically how it works from here.
You know, either way we can't be biased. Money is money.
Yeah.
All right.
But you still want to win. Everyone wants to win. And Pand3m0nia in particular, who we are going to be casting, wants to defend his crown as DGC champion, making a little bit of a repeat this time, also dropping into the lower bracket, but this time dropping in much lower after he lost 3-0 to Gas in one of the previous games we cast. So this is the first game he's playing since then, his first game in the lower bracket, but I definitely don't think the lower bracket's going to get to him. I think he is going to be pretty comfortable and pretty calm about it. And I'm sure he's played Slider many times, as Slider has been sort of one of the consistent performers in DGL. We generally don't see him at any other tournaments and firesides, unfortunately, in South Africa, which is a little bit disappointing. So I don't know him personally, but he's been up there in Prem and First Division for a long time. So definitely known to somebody like Pand3m0nia. I'm sure they've played each other many times. No,
most definitely. There's no doubt that these two players have met previously. Very good friends. They probably know each other really well, especially the Hearthstone games. So it's going to be interesting to see. So Pand3m0nia is on the top. He's decided to go with his warrior. And as we mentioned earlier, there is a potential for him to sweep with it. Slider bringing in with his druid. I actually haven't had a chance to look at his druid list. He is running the Malygos.
Their druids are pretty much the exact same. In fact, they are both playing Pand3m0nia dropped the Yogg after its nerf for the Cenarius, and he's also not playing the Gadgetan. So those are kind of the only differences. Well, actually, Slider is playing what was Frozen's list for a while. I played the list quite a lot myself as well, where it drops the Violet Teacher Power of the Wild synergy as well. And Pand3m0nia is playing the Violet Teacher Power of the Wild with the Cenarius. And he's just not playing the Gadgetzan, which is in the other list. The Gadgetzan and the Emperor Thaurissan are two of the big cards, as well as only a single Maya Keeper versus 2 in Slider's deck. So Slider's deck is a little bit more all in on the Yogg and Malygos synergy. Well, with the like Arcane Giants and all the spells that you have in the deck. It's a much more spell synergy heavy deck. But we could definitely see it working out for him. He does have the 2 Ancient of Wars, which will help in some of the matchups. Pand3m0nia are not playing very aggressive decks though, so it's probably not gonna they're not gonna be that great. They might be useful against the mage though.
Yeah. All right. Just while I'm hoping that Zemok is there, because we asked a question. Well, I asked a question earlier on.
I think he was having some mic troubles, so I think he'll pop in when he's ready.
Okay.
And hopefully we can just start this game soon.
Okay. Well. Yeah. So Pand3m0nia, you know, sitting pretty well. He's got both the fiery wind axes, one with 1 charge and obviously the other one in his hand. He has thrown down the acolyte. So Slider's got a choice. I think he's gonna go gadgets and do some innovate things here, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
he does
sorry,
pick up the
I'm
Wrath.
just hopping in because I can't view Pand3m0nia's side, but the Gadgetzan here is pretty big. You get quite a lot of draw here. The Wrath is nice to reduce the draws that Pand3m0nia has available to him.
I definitely think you want to reduce it. He's actually just going to...
Yeah, the question here is whether you cycle the Moonfire or not. I'm not a big fan. He still has the Malygos stuff for later, and he has Ancient of War for next turn, so it's not like he's looking for a play for next turn.
Yeah.
You know, he got a few draws off this Gadgetzan, so it's already, you know, proved pretty valuable.
Exactly, and I think we do have Zemok back there.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. I was just having a bit of trouble spectating Pand3m0nia, so I haven't actually...
Yeah, me neither.
No worries.
I also not currently able to spectate him.
So, Zemok, now that we actually have you here, we heard a little rumor a little earlier, and I did ask Deb about it. Apparently there's this rumor in the Hearthstone South Africa scene that you are a man who enjoys long walks on the beach, reading long romantic novels, and candlelight dinners. Is there any truth to such?
Where did you get this question from?
I believe my sources are fairly accurate.
From Andrew's Fantasyland.
Is that what Andrew wants me to do with him? That's the vibe I'm getting.
Let's not get too Kappa Pride here at all, guys. Slider has got an interesting hand here. I think, you know, he potentially just going to play the Ancient of War as his second one.
Yeah. So he doesn't have... We saw earlier in one of Zemok's games where he had a similar hand with a few less resources when he went for the Nourish to sort of make the Emperor Thaurissan a bit better later. And I think that's also because that deck has the Soul of the Forest and that kind of synergy.
Yeah, the whole token synergy thing. You really want to... In the deck that I was playing, at least you want to maximize the Thaurissan deck just to be able to go wide on the board. Whereas this deck more wants to utilize Malygos. I think in order to win this, Spider might actually have to hold the Thaurissan until he has like something like a swipe in his hand, because he has actually got a shaken play. But I do like to
sorry, your mic is really freaking out right now. I got what you were saying though, and I agree that he really needs to get better value from this Thaurissan. He needs to get it to sort of set up towards the OTK kind of kill. So I think he might well here go for the Fandral plus the Nourish, just to you know to get the cards. He'll draw quite a few cards here because this enables the wild growth for card draw due to now being at 10 mana. And now that he has the Moonfire, he just needs
he just really wants
an Innovate or Living Roots. He wants something so because the Malygos swipe he can't play quite yet, even if he gets the Thaurissan down.
So now his hand. Can you guys hear me?
It's,
Yeah,
yeah,
can hear
it's
you.
19 damage at the moment
Sorry.
from hand.
No, isn't it? Well, if he plays
Well,
to Thorson, it's
no,
6
yeah, I meant without the
plus 12. Oh, okay.
Yeah, without the swipe. That's what I mean immediately. It's 19 damage.
Oh, okay, jeez, okay.
So-
Yeah, I mean, this isn't really favorable for the druid if the warrior can get on Justicar fast enough and then just start building up armor from there. It's really difficult for the druid because he has such
Yeah.
limited burst potential. But if he is able to apply pressure throughout the game, as Vlad has managed to do, and then really just pull together this OTK in effect, really, that's how he's going to win this. I think you really need to just play the Thorson, yeah. I don't think you can be greedy, play on Azure Drake. You have to win, and you have to win soon, I think. He's on a clock, and
Yeah,
the clock's really running out.
Definitely on a clock. By playing the Thorson here, his out is really drawing swipe, because not drawing swipe, drawing innovate. And unfortunately, we got into this game a bit late, so I'm really not sure how many innovates are still left in the deck.
He has played one already.
Okay.
He was playing it with the gadgets and picking up a card draws and stuff. So he did play one already. So there's one in 11 of picking it up. So
Yeah, if Pand3m0nia is able to just armor up basically one armor above his natural armor gain per turn, such as a shield block, he's able to just dodge the OTK from Madigos, yeah.
Yeah.
But Slider's still definitely going to need to pick up a swipe before that's even possible.
yeah.
It's going to be quite difficult for him to get back, especially with that Sylvanas there. It kind of makes you tempted to just use a swipe just to clear it, but then you once again limiting your burst.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
simply
sure
don't think you can use the swipe to
Yeah.
clear. I think you probably have to just double Azure Drake here, hoping that either one sticks or that you can get some damage to the face with one of them. I think the Moonglade Portal is risky because it probably gives you your opponent a favorable trade with the Sylvanas, and even just eking out the one damage with the hero power might be significant here.
I think you do have to sacrifice some of your combo damage at least. I don't think it's winnable just off an OTK at this stage. He's past 31. The Maligos Druid can never do 31. Well, no, sorry, Allied can. No, it can do what, max 26 or something?
I don't know
plus
if he's
14.
played
Yeah,
Raven
26.
Idols as well. Raven Idol is the other way you can fish more damage, right?
Yeah.
With the more Moonfires or Living Roots.
But in an ideal situation, with an Innovate and Thoracentic on the second Living Roots, he can do like 35 or something, and Dale's Pand3m0nia is already almost out of that range. So really, I think he's going to need to start. He's probably going to need to win this through board, which is really difficult because he's never going to be able to make his board wide enough to bait a brawl and then refill it again because of the limited amount of minions in Slider's deck.
What makes it worse is the fact that Pand3m0nia has already got Bash in his hand. He's also picked up Ironforge Portal. So which means
we can't see Pand3m0nia's hand, but I would say in this situation it's pretty rough for him. He basically needs Malygos to stick for a few turns and Pand3m0nia not to have an answer to it. That's kind of the only way I see you winning in this match.
Is Yogg in Slider's deck? Sorry, I don't have access to
this. Slider does have Yogg in his deck.
Okay. So
Slider's basically playing the old Frozen list with Gadgetan and Yogg and everything.
Frozen list was the token list. Frozen list was the token list. Frozen never played the Gadgetan list. I mean, it's irrelevant really. This is closer to Sixers list. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We just see another Moonfire.
I like Moonfire.
I like the Astral Communion and giving up.
Yeah, it's a great play. No,
fantastic.
Actually, you play double Drake and then.
Do you Living Roots the 4/4?
You do Living Roots the 4/4, I think.
Because you should hopefully get 4 damage on the face with the Drake if you don't, and you also get the extra spell power because you can't clear both your Drakes.
I mean, by him doing
something like Revenge also just sort of seals it.
I mean, this is basically put Pand3m0nia into a really strong position. He's been able to trade off using the Revenge, and he does actually have the Justicar now. So pretty much
quite big. What other cards are in his hand?
There's Justicar, Brawl, and Tinkmaster Overspark.
Okay, this matchup is definitely winnable by Slider, actually. And I'll say it in just a simple way that if Yogg doesn't kill itself, and Slider's cast upwards of 15 spells, there's a very high chance that Slider could pull through doing some insane things with his Yogg.
Yeah. Hopefully his Yogg
you are,
doesn't like...
yeah, you are dependent on Yogg, that's the only thing, and it's obviously very risky, but...
But now, do you take the Savage Roar just for the sole fact that it's just a little bit of additional damage, especially if you can get, you know, Malygos or the Arcane Giant to stick around for a little bit?
I think you take the Healing
I
Touch.
preferred the Healing Touch there, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think the Savage Roar is necessary.
The Savage Roar allows him to clear the 4-3 this turn, so I suppose in some sense the Savage Roar actually heals you for more than the Healing Touch does.
That's assuming that the 4-3 doesn't die or he doesn't ball or something like that.
Yeah, assuming the 4-3 doesn't die within 2 turns, basically.
I was in a very similar situation earlier today, I think you guys saw, when I played Feral Rage for armor instead of attack, and basically it did the same thing, accomplished the same thing, because I was going to clear a 4 attack minion. So I would have liked the Healing Touch there, but I mean, I don't think it's going to matter in the end.
Yeah, that Shield Slam is really huge as well.
27. Fuck. Okay, so well, there's another Arcane Giant, and I don't know.
Do you just go for the Malygos here, because you know you're not going to Malygos OTK? So if you play the Malygos here, you can play Malygos plus the Arcane Giant, and you can clear the board and at least hope that your Yogg can
How are
do
you
afterwards.
clearing the board? Are you clearing the stuff with your spells?
Yeah, it sucks, but I mean, otherwise you can swipe and try Hero Power the 2-3.
I like the swipe play. It forces him to use whatever removal he has, single target removal on the Giant, because he can't just leave that up, and then you can play Mally once you know that that's gone, and force him to play Acolyte Brawl or something, just to brawl 2 minions 50-50 at winning the game. I don't like throwing everything face. If he Moonfires these 2, then that's fine, I guess. You obviously want to maximize the damage to face, so that's why he's using the Living Roots. But we'll just see what he does, yeah.
I think you do cast all the spells though, but I agree that the Moonfires should probably go on the minions. At least
I think
the
you play
6-3.
around Execute. No, I think you play around Execute, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with killing both, but I'm saying you at least kill the 6-3.
Okay. I mean, I think
this is the
to be honest,
greediest option you can take.
I feel you either kill both or you don't kill any. That's just my preference. Because I think if you the way he did that, basically, he was saying, I'm gonna swipe your face next turn, and then I'm gonna play Yogg, and then I'm gonna hope that Yogg deals 20 damage to you, which is doable at this amount of spells in the game. There's Innovate. So if you just waited 1 turn, actually. You know what? I think Nourish is very strong here. Well, I mean, I think it's the only way he wins this game is if he Nourishes this turn.
Yeah, because he basically needs to Nourish, and then Yogg needs to not draw on cards.
Yeah.
But
so
Yogg's likely to
Nourish.
Lose the game.
I thought you would just swipe face there, to be honest. You swipe face and then use your Hero Power, trade your Squirrel.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to Nourish though. I feel like you'd probably just rather take a random spell from Yogg and put yourself on a quicker clock for fatigue. Because now if he doesn't draw Yogg next turn, he's in trouble. Like,
yes, I agree.
He just can't play it. Like, there's just, like, he has 3 and 4 chance of having non-playables next turn, whereas if he took the Nourish, then he was at least guaranteed the Yogg.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I would have liked to see the Nourish there. You put yourself close to fatigue, but at this stage you can't play around drawing cards off Yogg. He didn't get punished.
Okay, so I mean, you Hero Power,
Innovate Yogg, but you don't
the
attack with your face.
You don't attack with the face, but you
attack with the scroll. Yeah, you do attack with... I
think he's just not considering his options by Hero Power in face, to be honest.
I don't think that was correct.
I think it's just wrong. The only bad case could be if
like
you
Frostbolt
your face, and Pyroblast your opponent.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, me neither.
That's not going to do anything, really.
Blessing of Wisdom is actually pretty awful in this.
Okay, he didn't...
Polymorph Ball on the Yogg.
Yogg. Yeah, that's the end.
That's still not that bad. I don't know what Pand3m0nia has answers for this, but...
He has a Brawl in his hand, as far as I know. I mean, I can't see the cards, but I'm just assuming from Penguin saying at some stage.
Brawl, Ravaging Ghoul, and a Bloodhoof Brave in hand at the moment.
Okay, well, the Brawl plus Bloodhoof Brave is pretty good, although you have seen a...
This is great, yeah.
You haven't seen the second swipe, right? So you have to armor up.
Yeah, I mean, wait, what's his other card?
It's Bloodhoof Brave and Ravaging Ghoul in hand.
My Keeper isn't going to be able to do anything. In fact, my Keeper's only going to be doing 2 damage a turn if he doesn't clear it. And he will be clearing it, so my Keeper's actually not going to do any damage per turn. unfortunately, because the tank up will just.
It does
basically cancel
negative
out.
damage.
Yeah, it does negative damage, exactly. It gives his opponent health. That's what the Mikey does, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
'cause
probably confusing a lot of people by saying this.
Even the top deck swipe isn't like an out anymore for
Yeah, it'll be one of these, right?
no,
yeah.
it'll be two. Yeah, one
Two.
off with the hero power.
Yeah, I think. No, that's definitely game. That's definitely game.
There's no option where he manages to survive long enough for fatigue, right?
No, there's no ways. Because there are 6 cards left in his deck. No, you have to concede at this stage. It's the best play.
The best play is actually the Nourish draw. Nourish for draw, Wrath for draw, Hero Power attack, and then concede.
And then Pand3m0nia concedes because he's so confused.
Pand3m0nia, if he's been counting correct, he should realize that there's not much left in the deck.
Does he have a second Ancient of War left? And is that like...
No, I think he's played both already.
No, he's played both.
Okay. I don't know, I came to this game quite late, so I'm not actually sure.
I came in when 1 was on board.
I'm not sure what is left.
I mean...
He's played both Arcane Giants. I mean, like, I was just thinking, if there's a beefy minion, or like a Raven Idol into Deathwing, then there is an out.
He's played both Raven Idols.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it's just
this one. Yeah, so, that's good.
Okay, so Slider is going to be conceding that, and that does mean that Pand3m0nia is going to go 1-0 up in this last hero standing best of 5.
I think
taking the lead 1-0 with his warrior, which is actually pretty good because, as we mentioned before, that there is a chance that Pand3m0nia can just 3-0 sweep this with his warrior.
Yeah, what are Slider's other decks?
I really don't like opening with the warrior there. It's like a mid-range but semi-aggro shaman for Slider with double flame with faceless, Fire Ellie, Thunderblood Valiant, and Thing from Below as the sort of top end, and Zoo, like the disco Zoo, like full disco, double Darkshire Librarian, double Soulfire, no POs. So I feel like opening with the warrior was kind of risky. You could have got the worst matchup and then been in a bit of trouble. Because if I am correct, Slider did Pand3m0nia did ban the Hunter, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. Because the Hunter was just like straight up mid-range Hunter, no secrets.
So pretty much old mid-range, and that is just so good against Hunter. Warrior.
Against Warrior, yeah. So I think it was quite risky because he could have lost to the most favorable matchup, being the Shaman. So that, I mean, we see Slider picking that now. Whereas I think the Warrior had a good chance to sweep and was also probably his best counter to the Zoo. Pand3m0nia is playing a sort of faster tempo mage list though, which is not bad versus Zoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, one Flame Strike.
So we see Slider coin out the Totem Golem just for the sole fact that it just makes it more difficult for Pand3m0nia to deal with. We do see the Totem come down now.
I mean, Warx doesn't deal with the Totem Golem, which I think is why he did that, whereas the Tunnel Shark just gets better by Warx. I mean, I can't see Pand3m0nia's hand whether he has Warx or not.
He's got Gorehowl, Shield Block, Double Execute, and Grom in hand at the moment. He's just used the bash.
Yeah, he finally invited me.
You just go for the Feral Spirits, yeah. And Dev, can you see Del's hand?
I can finally see Pand3m0nia's hand.
I cannot, okay.
Finally sent me an invite. Well, I mean, he rolls the Totem that makes the Spirit Claws look good, but I agree, I really would have preferred the Feral Spirit play. The only reason not to is that it allows him to play Framing Faceless into Feral Spirit instead, which is probably the reason he went for it.
He's used Shield Block and Shield Slam onto the Totem Golem now as well. So he does have a Fiery War Axe in hand now.
Yeah, he has 2 executes, so you're probably going to have to tank the Flaming Faceless and execute it.
Which doesn't feel great. But...
Doesn't feel great, but there's no other way for him to activate the execute now. So...
Yeah, and you can't let 7...
I mean, the other cards in hand, it's just he has 2 executes, a Grom, a Gorehowl, and a...
Elise.
Elise, so those are not really going to do anything. He has to go the execute plan here.
And now Feral Spirits actually just becomes worse than it was previously. I prefer Totem Golem here, to be honest, than the Feral Spirits. It allows you to play the Drake next turn and start refilling your hand. You need to go kind of an aggressive approach, but you also need to just make sure that you always have cards to play.
After you've just seen that it's so awkward for him to deal with the Flame Wreath Faceless, and that he had to hit it with a War Axe, I really prefer the Feral Spirit because you can follow up with another Flame Wreath Faceless the turn after.
You can still follow up with the Flame Wreath if you play the Totem Golem though.
Sure, you can, but you're not protecting the Flame Wreath Faceless from damage from weapons, because you'll be going into turn 7 by the your opponent. Well, it'll be your opponent's turn 7 when you play the Flame Wreath Faceless, and we see that he has Gorehowl in hand, but that is a serious consideration because after having seen one execute and one shield slam, that was probably the best way he had to deal with it.
And we do see another slam that being picked up by...
That's a premature slam though, because it's going to be punished when the Flame Wreath Faceless comes down. It doesn't have any... Does he have an execute activated?
Well, yeah, he has
got
the least
now
allowed to play.
Yeah,
he's also picked off the slam draw. He's been able to pick up the Blood of the Grave.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, the reason I like the Feral Spirits as well was just because it protected your minion from your Flame Wreath Faceless from like the minion attack as well. It made the execute much harder to activate, I think.
I think you just play the Azure now, right? Oh no, you can still play. No, but you want to get your Ellie out next turn.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with the Azure.
If you play the Azure here, you can also play Feral Spirits plus Flame Wreath Faces on the following turn. So
yeah,
it doesn't
it's a little
really
bit weak
up
to
your
brawl though.
Yeah, but if he brawls that, then you just follow up with big minions, right?
Yeah, sure, the Flaming Faceless
And you've already seen one execute, one shield slam. You're not expecting a lot of single target removal. I mean, the chance of him having the second execute or the second shield slam. In fact, the second execute is really the big one. Is just unlikely at this stage. And the shield slam still has to be activated somehow, and he's used one shield block already. So.
Yeah, we see a really clutch ravaging call. I mean, this is like pretty much the perfect turn Pand3m0nia was hoping for. The execute with the armor up, clearing off the minions.
And he is getting a bit punished for not playing the Drake there, where he could have played the Fire Elemental. The Drake would have actually cleared the 3-4, 3-4 to trade it, I'm sure. And the Fire Lane follow-up could have just cleared the 3-3.
Yeah.
We see Slider's not really in too bad a position right now, but definitely not as best he could be.
Yeah, the Grom
coming down, yeah.
Pretty good.
We'll need to see Hex picked up, yeah.
Yeah, Slider does have double Hex in his list.
And Lightning Storm, Maelstrom, so he'll probably... I imagine you have to spend Lightning Totem, Wrath of Air Totem, yeah, right? And then High Roll for... Well, no, Wrath of Air Totem basically...
Wrath of Air Totem is fine, yeah, but it's the only way. You can't high roll on Lightning Storm if you don't get the Wrath of Air.
Well, the other way to do it is to Feral Spirits this turn and just tank the 3-4 into the Feral Spirit and the 10-5, and then next turn you can follow up Lightning Storm plus something you draw. But I think he's going to go for this. Well, if this doesn't work out, he can still go for the Feral Spirits actually. It's still not a terrible play. Even this turn is still not a terrible play.
Yeah, he could have just played the Feral Spirits and the Flame Tongue and Argent Squire there as well. Like, yeah, I mean, he would have been playing into brawl a bit, but it's probably okay if you get your opponent to brawl on that board and then you have a Fire Elemental follow up.
The thing is, if he goes Lightning Storm plus Maelstrom, which I think he really has to, then he can play Argent Squire, and his board already has 3 minions, which Pand3m0nia is going to want to remove somehow, but you don't want to waste a brawl really on that. I don't know if he has Revenge or another Ghoul in his hand, but that seems like the best way to deal with it.
One of his hand cards is plugged for me, but...
Sorry, Zemo, just sounded your mic just started getting a little bit more static there at the end again.
Is it okay now?
No, it's crackly as hell.
Okay,
Okay, so that's a Bloodhoof Brave that is invisible for me currently because I couldn't see that card all along.
So yeah, there is a Bloodhoof Brave.
This is really nice. The Spirit Claws plus the Fire Ellie, no, it's still the same. The Spirit Claws plus the Fire Ellie is pretty good, but I think the Flame Tongue Totem plus the Spirit Claws is a little bit more tempting because you get really more punished by the Brawl if you play the Fire Ellie. You could take the risk. Pand3m0nia still has 17 cards in deck, so he's not even halfway through his deck, and he only has 2 cards in hand. So the Fire Ellie will put more pressure on if you opt to go for that line instead. But the Flame Tongue is more immediate damage. You can use the Argent Squire and the Spirit Claws to just clear off the 2/6. He is just putting more minions on board though, so if he wants to have the option of killing the Fire Ellie anytime soon, I don't know if he miscalculated there.
Hello?
I can hear you again
That
perfectly.
sounds better.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Sorry
So
about this,
Pand3m0nia is now using the map.
What are
for
his
Golden
2
Monkey.
cards?
Gorehouse, Sylvanas, and now Revenge.
Okay, the goal is
okay.
really strong here. Then we
I
can just
can't
deal with
see his
anything that's
hand.
played. So he's used the brawl. Then I'm assuming.
No brawl.
No, there's no ball.
Oh, was there never a brawl in his hand?
No, never a brawl in his hand.
Oh, okay. I think at this stage then, the only way that Slider can win this is you have to play the Fire Elemental and the Feral Spirits. You have to play to win, basically, and just pretend like your opponent doesn't have brawl. You have to ignore it. I think it's the only way at this stage that you can win.
Yeah, your mic is going off again, sorry.
Jeez. It's really unfortunate. I might have to switch headsets.
Yeah, you sound like a robot.
Mr. Destructoid.
Is it
Very scary, man.
working?
No, still
still
static and everything.
Messed up, man.
All right, but going back to the game here, Slider does have the Fire Elemental as well as the Flame Tongue and Feral Spirits in hand. Looking, I think, I have to agree with you guys, is that at this stage you need to play to win. You haven't seen a brawl yet. What are the chances? So, I mean, he's going with the Feral Spirits here and the Flame Tongue.
I agree with this. You go wide here. I don't actually like his placement of the Flame Tongue, though. Because I would have liked him to put it between the 2 totems, because Ravaging Ghoul and Revenge aren't as punishing. Because now the Ravaging Ghoul and the Revenge stop the Flame Tongue from getting 2 of its buff. So I think his positioning here is a little bit off. Whereas if he did it the other way around, he would have only lost 1 damage when that Revenge happened.
Yeah.
Now he's lost 2 damage instead. Yeah, lost 3 damage.
Okay, so Fire Elemental face.
But
and...
he's a 50-50 chance here to get a Taunt Totem. Is pretty important. You can Fire Ellie face with that too. But I think you roll the Totem first. Because it's much worse if it's a 1-1 Totem, but I don't think it actually necessarily changes.
Oh, it's the Stone Skin Totem either way, so in the end, it's still running really nicely for him. And, Pand3m0nia now on 9.
Yeah, I mean...
Revenge really punishes this, though. I mean, you've seen one, so you don't really want to play around it, and you haven't seen any brawls yet. As I said earlier, though, well, cut out, you have to play as if your opponent doesn't have brawl, but... oh, geez, that's actually quite big.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, you get punished by the Revenge, but you also have to push face. Like, you don't have enough damage if you don't put him in Revenge range. Whereas here, he just has lethal... Oh, no, sorry, Hero Power.
No, he's 2 off lethal. Yeah, so Lightning Bolt, Thunder Bluff, Valiant...
yeah, he has 1 Lightning Bolt.
There we
Speaking
go.
of, there we go.
That's lethal, that's game, yeah. Very well played from Slider. He really played to his arts. I mean, there were so few ways. If Pand3m0nia had any one of his AOEs, he really would not have been able to pull that through. But he played to win, and that's really how he managed to pull through in the end.
Yeah, Pand3m0nia just really running out of resources. I mean, he died there with 14 cards still in deck. He really struggled to draw that game, and I think that's the thing that has sort of really punished him there. And now it's going to be much more difficult for Pand3m0nia to win. I assume he thinks that his Tempo Mage is favored against the Shaman, because he can't... I don't think he can think that his Druid is. The Druid is pretty tricky versus the mid-range Shaman.
Zemok, you're breathing quite heavily into your mic there, man.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah. It's one problem or another, but I think I fixed it.
You think you fixed it? That's fantastic to hear. All right, so Slider been able to tie up this series. Now it's now 1-1. So Slider's going into the next game with his Shaman, and as you predicted, Pand3m0nia is going into this with his Mage. As you said, potentially feeling that he's a little bit more favored. I mean, he's looking at his hand before Mulligan. He's got the Azure Drake, the Arcane Blast, the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and the Flame Waker.
Yeah, I finally managed to get his hand. At least he's pretty good about inviting at the start of the game. It's just the bugs keep meaning that if I lose him mid-game, I can never get it back. So yeah, this opening for Slider is pretty decent, though. The Argent Squire is pretty good. But really, I think this comes down to whether Pand3m0nia can get the Nuts openings and the Nuts plays with Flaming Faceless. I mean, Flame Waker, sorry. Other flame things.
Just so many flame things.
Those kind of turns that he might be able to get with like the coin and the arcane missiles or arcane blast are really important.
Yeah. Ooh. So we're going to see
this
the
is
Maelstrom, which is actually a
really
good
good
pickup.
Maelstrom portal here.
Yeah, I like the Maelstrom, yeah. The 2-1's a bit unfortunate because it does die to just any... Well, I don't know if he has Flamewaker in his hand.
He does, yeah.
He
He has
does.
Flamewaker
His board right
coin
now is really bad
stuff.
against Flamewaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite weak to Flamewaker.
So,
What is Slider's last deck after this?
this is his last. Oh no.
No, he has Warlock.
Druid.
Oh, he has Warlock.
Oh,
He has
Warlock. Yeah, sorry, Zoo.
Yeah, which
discard
is just Disco Zoo pretty much.
I'm sure we'll just see
That's-
the Flame Tongue come down here
Yeah.
between the 2-1 and the 3-1, trading, and then just summoning the Totem and going pushing face with the 3-1.
Hoping that you pick up
I think you have to
healing.
do that. The healing totem. Yeah, it would be really clutch. Yeah.
Yeah, Healing Totem would be big. Taunt's not bad. But yeah,
Yeah, there we go. There's the healing totem that he needed.
Healing Totem is actually very crucial, yeah, as we said.
I mean,
And
I think its usefulness is marginal, but it is definitely the best one you could have summoned there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that-
don't know if he has Arcane Blast or anything in his hand.
Well, he has
No.
the Frostbolt and a
Which you
Battling
wanna throw at
Book,
the
which
0-3
is,
there,
I
right?
think, maybe what you want to
What did he
try.
get off the? What did he get off the book?
Mirror Entity.
Mirror Entity.
Mirror Entity. Okay, that's not going to be really too big. The best thing you can copy is a Flame Wreath Faceless, and then the second best thing is a Fire Elemental.
Yeah.
And both are only going to be coming late game, and at that stage, really, this game should be determined. I think once those things start dropping.
Yeah.
Because Pand3m0nia is going to want to play. He's going to want to play the stall game. I guess he's going to need to play catch up, and Slider's going to just keep going wide on the board. I think Pand3m0nia is only running one Flame Strike, so I guess there'll be a point where he starts playing around it. But until that point, he's just going to want to keep wide so that Flamewaker shenanigans can't really destroy his game plan. Yeah.
Yeah, Pand3m0nia's hand is a little clunky with the Arcane Intellect, Cabalist Tome, Blood Mage, and the Mirror Entity plus the Azure Drake. Yeah, so I think he really just wants to sort of draw out some more resources, more ways to deal with this board, and the Azure Drake is pretty good for that. It does mean it's like a little bit of tricky trades here. Like, does he really want to trade?
You can just hex the 4/4. I think you probably Manatide hex.
He has to worry a little bit about Antonidas, which is in Pand3m0nia's list, but that's the only other real hex target outside of Azure Drake.
The reason I think you don't have to worry about Antonidas is I think the amount of pressure you have on board right now can't be dealt with. You've already seen he played the Drake. He would have removed it in some other way if he could have. By hexing, in fact, I prefer pushing face and then hexing and even playing the Feral Spirits. Sure, you play into Flame Strike, but that's only coming a turn later, and you might even be able to just win the game before that turn.
I kind of like the Manatide totem with the hex because you have 3 totems on board for your Thunderbluff Valiant next turn. So if he doesn't clear board or heal or something, it's actually just lethal.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, sorry. Okay, that is a better play. Well, no, Feral Spirits
You
does
also
the same amount of damage. Feral Spirits actually does more damage.
Thunderbluff Valiant
no, you
is
can't.
6 damage.
You overload. You lock.
And
overload,
you can't cast the Thunderbluff
yes,
with the Feral.
okay. Okay, yeah, this is a better play.
So he needs to actually clear the board this turn. It might not look like it to him, but we know that he does. He doesn't have. Yeah.
Oh, Premature Concede.
It is. He had mana. He had Arcane Missiles, Cult Sorcerer, and Thalmos in hand. So, like, he could have done some spell damage shenanigans to clear 1 or 2 of the minions there. So there is a way he could have definitely survived that turn, but he was not looking favorable from then on.
So we're seeing Druid now as Pand3m0nia's last deck, yes?
Yeah. That's correct.
Okay, so Druid is not favorable in this matchup.
I think that Druid got much better against the Tempo Mage.
He did
this
cut
is
Yogg,
the
though.
faster. Yeah, he cut Yogg. He's playing Solarius.
It's Druid versus Midrange Shaman, not versus Tempo Mage.
Alright.
Versus Midrange Shaman. Yeah, no. This matchup is terrible for the Druid.
Just to interrupt there quickly, Rowan in chat just wanted to find out whatever you missed. This is currently a loser bracket game between Pand3m0nia and Slider. Loser of this is unfortunately going to be leaving. The winner of this then goes to fight.
We'll play the winner of Selfmort versus Bloodsloth.
Yeah. Going to play the winner between Selfmort versus Bloodsloth in the losers bracket. Currently in the winners bracket, we've got Liu versus Gas. We do not know the score with regards to that at this moment.
They haven't started playing yet. I believe they're only going to start playing once they... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, they haven't started playing yet. They're only going to start playing once they know the winner of this game.
They should really have played already, actually, according to the schedule. But anyway.
I think I can see them busy both preparing right now, actually. So I think they will be starting up very soon, just taking up final notes before they want to start. Obviously, it's a very important game. winner goes to the final.
With the winner's
of
bracket
DGC.
advantage, which is huge.
Yes, winner's bracket advantage, which is very big. I prefer the totem here, to be honest.
Yeah.
It reduces the cost of your thing from below, and also the 1/1 really isn't going to do much.
Yeah.
Even though the totem also won't, it still synergizes well with a lot of the stuff in your deck. So I think I prefer, yeah.
Yeah,
Not the most obvious though.
Plus, you're also just like using all your mana. You're not leaving anything hanging, really. Just
Yeah.
if you really want to look at it like that, you're not leaving any hanging mana. And as you mentioned, just because it synergizes so well with the thing from below and everything.
Wow.
I really
Um,
don't like that coin by the teacher from Pand3m0nia. He has the swipe, the power of the wild, the living roots all in hand. So I think it would be much more advantageous for him to hold it for a turn and
I would have liked to
coin
see the
with
hex
living
there,
roots.
to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that the hex is much better here. He's now making himself weak to the swipe, which we do see in his hand. Sure,
I think that was. You also block up your next turn. You can no longer play your
Yeah.
Drake. He went for a 1 and 3 to basically just win the game on the spot, but also a 1 and 3 to potentially just lose the game on the spot, and I don't agree with that.
Yeah, and Pand3m0nia doesn't have the Ancient of Wars in the deck as well, so that makes the Hex even more appealing. The only taunt he's running is Scenarios, so I think the Hex...
And you can deal with
much
that
better
relatively easy with Lightning Storm or Maelstrom with Thalmos.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of ways to deal with that, but it's just there's no real like value in opening your board up to those clears that he did.
Of the Wild. Which that is an
So he's
interesting
gonna innovate.
order. What? Jeez, I think you're definitely Living Roots and then Power of the Wild. You need to contest those totems somehow. I know this deals with them, but you've just got 3-2.
It only deals
really
with them
easy to deal with.
it only deals with them in like the immediate turn rather than in the
Yes.
future.
And you don't actually get anything on board, which the other line would have allowed. Drew does have a difficulty dealing with single target, and if this pulls out something like a Moat Lurker, that could be game ending. That actually will need to be dealt with. No, but you just Thunder Bluff. You just play Thunder Bluff. It's really easy to deal with.
Yeah, I don't feel you need to hex this at all because you can just
I think he sees it,
trade with the minions and Thunder Bluff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he immediately went to the Hex when he saw it, and he was like, "How do I deal with this?" And then he realized that the Thunder Bluff is.
Yeah, he only needed 2 more damage to deal with it anyway.
This is really not looking good for Pand3m0nia. Is in a really tough situation right now.
It's a card that I cannot see. We've got the legend card.
It's just another Nourish.
Did he nourish from mana though? Oh no, he went.
No,
for
he nourished to
cards.
draw. Yeah.
Interesting. I think at this stage he needs to go for the melee to clear.
Yeah,
So I would have
I
preferred
think
to see nourish from mana there. Not that I can see his hand though.
I actually think no, his hand is a little bit clunky, but he really can survive like 1 or 2 turns and then hope for. So he has the Azure Drake and the Moonfire now with the swipe. So he can next turn he can clear the
Totems and
or he can clear the Thunderbluff Valiant. And as long as this isn't a healing totem, he can clear the 6/3 as well, or the
I would
mana type.
actually like to see the Drake come down there rather than the hero power. Although you lose value of the totem synergy with the Thunder Bluff, the Drake does protect your board more to cards like Swipe.
What is the card that he drew off his natural turn? Because again, I've got some visual bugs.
Nourish earlier. Or you mean this turn?
This turn.
Oh, Arcane Giant.
Didn't you see he had Swipe in his hand?
Yeah, he does.
Why did he go?
He just got Starfall off the Raven Idol though, and that's pretty big. Unfortunately, just not enough to clear because the Moonfire won't be enough to clear the totem. But I think this is better, just clearing the Fire Ellie and the Mana Totem is probably more valuable.
I'm sure we'll see Totem, Thalmos. Wait, hold on. How much mana is that? You need a Hex to 8/8, right?
Yeah.
And then you
Sorry,
want to
if you
clear
don't
it
mind,
with...
just continue casting. For some reason, it seems to have.
Yeah,
it's fine.
So he
We'll
hexes here and
radio cast this.
he plays Thalmos and then Lightning Storms this, and then he Spirit Claws. I don't think you play the Totem. I think you just go for the guaranteed clear on the Drake. In fact, you don't actually have enough mana if you play the Totem. You need 10 mana to do it. So you hex Lightning Storm, equip your Spirit Claws. Sorry, hex Thalmos, Lightning Storm. If it doesn't clear the 4/4, you play your Spirit Claws. Drake Lightning Storm is also a consideration.
Yeah, I like.
But you still have to fit in a hex somewhere, which is a bit awkward.
Trying to fit in the hero power, if possible.
Then you need a hero power instead of Thalmos, and then you're taking a big risk. I think you have to clear that 4/4, right?
Yeah.
I guess if you hero power Thalmos.
Yeah, okay. If you hex the 8/8 and do the Thalmos, hero power plus the spirit claws thing. That does work pretty well. You're guaranteed to clear the 4/4 because worst case scenario you clear it with the spirit claws. So yeah, I like this play.
It looked like it cleared it, so he's gonna go face, yeah.
Before,
Yeah, he would go face then. Makes sense. We've seen one lightning bolt used at this stage, and that holding the hex earlier actually coming in handy now.
Yeah. So the swipe here in Pand3m0nia's hand is pretty big. Being able to combo it with the Azure Drake helps, but isn't really that significant. So he might actually just go for the Cenarius here. Looks like.
But it gets really punished by Maelstrom Portal.
Well, no, he has the Moonfire for the thing. So I mean, I don't think he would have gone for the Cenarius here if he couldn't Moonfire.
Oh,
No,
speaking
he
about
has
Maelstrom
Azure Drake,
Portal.
though.
Oh,
He has
speaking
Azure
of
Drake.
Maelstrom
Yeah, he
Portal.
does.
But
The question, like, he can Azure Drake or he can go for the hero power. If he gets the hero power one, that's really huge.
well, you're gonna hero power first, you're gonna hero power no matter what this time. So
No,
hero power first.
you don't have enough mana to hero power and Azure Drake and Maelstrom Portal because you're overloaded from the Lightning Storm last turn. Yeah.
I definitely think you just go for the.
I think you take the safer option of the Azure Drake as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
the other option is
you're gonna get 6 damage to face, as well as get the one drop, and I think that's just better.
He's considering. I don't mind this. The reason is because you do this and then you hero
This is
power.
actually quite nice.
Yeah, you can still get the flame tongue. He's going wide here, which is I think is. Fine.
Yeah. So this is a lot of damage this turn, and with that Leper Gnome,
I think that might seal it.
yeah, this is
That's
no. Yeah, well, he didn't get the lightning totem. Wrath of Air, unfortunately.
I think he's. I'm not sure. He might have should have hit face there. I'm not sure.
Could potentially come back to bite him with the fact that he hasn't.
So
but,
I think you can
Yeah, you hit face.
innovate the swipe and the Wrath, yeah. So you can
Is that
clear the
clear?
board, yeah.
Okay.
You do die if you don't hero power though. You do die to the
Lightning bolt.
Yeah. No, well, you die to lightning totem. That's what I was gonna say.
No, he's still one of lethal.
Oh right, yeah, sorry.
Still one of lethal. It's gonna be difficult though to come back from this. You Azure Drake first, obviously.
Yeah, you can Azure Drake first, but probably just hit the face.
Well, I
with the
think
one.
you
We'll see.
Azure Drake then hero power. Oh jeez, I don't know why you didn't Azure Drake first. I think that was just a sequencing error. See that's punished.
Exactly. I agree. There's no reason not to Azure Drake first there. You're probably gonna play it anyway. Like
I think you still win. I don't think you can lose. Let's be realistic here. But
No.
it is just a sequencing error there.
I mean, I think maybe he was wanting to consider lightning storming. So if you
Yeah,
got
I know he
the
was,
Wrath of
but
Air
you-
totem, then
But I think
the
you
lightning
still
storm is better. But like,
you're
how
gonna
do you
Azure
lose
Drake
if you put
anyways,
your
right?
opponent on one? Like,
What I'm saying is though, like you're going to Azure Drake anyway, because you want the lightning storm, you want the Wrath of Air totem, right? So you get the spell damage buff, but you're still gonna play the Drake.
Yeah.
So you
The-
always
yeah,
play
the Drake is
first
better
there.
first.
Yeah. I mean, he still wins, yeah. And that looks like the defending DGC champion will be going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
both
don't
the
see any
finalists
way
from
that he
last
can-
year going out pretty early.
Yep.
Yeah.
So at least,
Gray is actually going out first round in losers bracket, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we cast his game earlier this Pand3m0nia, and he was just he wasn't playing very well today. So
I heard he played
Pand3m0nia's had
Acolyte in the Warrior Mirror.
well, no, I don't even. Don't worry, you can watch the VODs if you want to know what happened. Yeah, but
And there we go.
that's not going to be enough. And Pand3m0nia conceding again. This time at least recognizing he was definitely dead. But unfortunate for him, he's going to be going home, and Slider will be moving on
To
to face the winner of the
losers
self-promote.
bracket semi-final.
Yes, if you want to phrase it like that. Face the winner of the self-promote.
That's the quarterfinal,
game.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Pand3m0nia here is walking away as sort of a tied 5th, 6th, basically.
Yes.
Yes, and so the winner of the Blood Sloth self-promote game will play Slider for to get into chance to get 3rd at least. Yeah, Slider is guaranteed at least 4th. That's the moral.
That's
of
the important thing, yeah.
Yeah. So Slider at least
He's
guarantee
guaranteed
him.
money.
Yeah. So he's guaranteed himself a little bit of cash money. I think it's about $1.5 grand. If I remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's
Zemo
1.5,
should
2.5, 3.5, 4.5.
What?
something like
What is that? Why would I know? Why
Well,
would
you're
I?
actually competing, so you need to
You're
know how much
making,
money's on the line for
I
winning.
thought you were making a joke of some sort relating to
No,
something
no, no
else.
jokes.
Well, anyways, that basically concludes this game. Slider being able to take the 1-3-1. Maybe Pand3m0nia conceding just a little bit too quickly in that mage game.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, probably would have gone on to lose, but I don't think you ever concede
But
that early.
to be honest, we've seen that from Pand3m0nia quite a lot.
Yeah, no,
He
sure,
does tend
definitely
to
a lot.
concede when he thinks the game's over, even if there's like a 5% chance of out. And
Kind of a
I mean, I
ladder
don't
move,
think,
really.
yeah, I
Ladder
don't think that's
tactic.
correct to do, but you can understand why. I mean, I don't think he gets punished for it on average very often, but you never really know. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So that everybody is now aware, that basically concludes that game. We were going to be waiting for the result for the Bloodsloth Self-Murt game. To my understanding, Liu and Gas are currently playing already?
No, they're not. They are not. I don't know why they haven't started. I can see both of them right now. Gas is actually... No, I can't see Gas. I can see Liu. Gas seems to have disappeared. No, Gas is lying on the floor.
Zaymok, our eyes and ears at Rage.
At Rage
DGC.
2016, hashtag DGC, all of that other jazz.
Hashtag feels bad, man. Hashtag already out. Hashtag why
But,
Spring Hunter.
Maybe just...
Everyone was tuning me about bringing Rogue on the first day. Like, everyone, literally. Rogue had my highest win percentage out of all my decks.
Yeah,
Rogue
I think
and
the
Druid.
Rogue was okay.
Yeah, the only decks I wanted for Rogue and Druid,
I
actually.
think the Rogue underperformed in general against the Hunter from what I saw. But
Yeah. The problem is the transition to all these new secret hunters. They're a lot faster, and the rogue often has to deal with all these secrets, and then it allows the hunter to just keep pushing damage with his hero power, and that really makes the rogue struggle. Whereas it used to be favored, it's no longer anymore.
I mean, that's what we saw
the rogue really does struggle to deal with the hunter secrets, especially if there's 2 or 3 down, because if you have no board presence at the time that they actually do play 2 or 3 secrets with the Cloak Huntress, you really do struggle to deal with all of them, to basically try and start building up a board again.
The easiest one, funny enough, to deal with is actually just the cat trick. It's the like the snipe clears all your minions basically because they're all full health. Explosive, I mean, it's just irritating. Freezing, rogue really can't afford that loss of tempo when you play a minion with it. Most of them start at 4 and up, and when you play a minion and it gets frozen in your hand, that's often just game right there.
I mean, there's not many minions that rogue can really afford to like have frozen. Only really Thelnos is like the okay one.
Yeah, same with Snipe. Thelnos is like the only good Snipe target, I guess, for you. Yeah. And even then, you still want to hold Thelnos for that Thelnos prep cat trick type play.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think I'm going to be off, guys.
Alright. Zaymok, thanks very much for joining us.
No problem.
Definitely, possibly, maybe for our last game of the day. I think the times have actually been moved quite forward now, considering the earlier start and everything.
Yeah, maybe. I'm feeling a bit fatigued, so I might not, but...
Yeah. Mackie Boy, you are correct. Just a question in Twitch. Was Zaymok the only one to bring Rogue? That is correct. He was the only one to bring Rogue. Only really underperforming against the very fast secret hunters.
Yeah, Rogue actually did phenomenally. It was literally my best win rate out of all my decks. I actually only won with Rogue and Druid, so... but yeah, the Rogue... performed greater than anyone's expectations.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, Zaymok, thanks very much for joining us. To everybody that is watching, we're most likely going to end up doing the Leo Gas game, finding out who's going to be going into the winners final tomorrow with that winners advantage, and I believe that will be the last game then for the day. When that one starts.
Do we not have 2 more scheduled? Because depending on when they play their game, we might have another game.
Depending on when they start their game and everything, etc. But I believe it is to be scheduled. The last one, the games have moved quite quickly. I mean, this game that we've technically done now, that is finished, is supposed to start now.
5,
Cheers, guys.
All right, Zaymok, have a good one, man.
User disconnected from your channel.
So we have actually been able to move quite ahead of schedule. So the last game that we're going to end up doing is Gas and Liu, most likely. It looks like Liu is jumping in, so it could be start soon. So what's going to happen, guys, is that we're going to just go down for a second. I will type in chat as soon as I know exactly what is happening.
Or you could follow us on Twitter. and then you would know.
Yeah, exactly. So you can follow me on Twitter at the Pand3m0nia. Dib, what is your handle on the Twitter?
At Dib_gaming.
Oh, well, there we go. Nice and easy. So Dib at Dib_gaming, and myself is at the Pand3m0nia. You'll be able to follow us on Twitter, and Dib is our social media expert on Twitter, making sure there are always updates. I'm only our Twitch and production expert, highly mediocre Hearthstone player. It looks like they're both coming in, so we're going to actually just get everything set up, let them know we're going to be casting them. So don't disappear too far. Games are going to be starting shortly, so we'll see you guys in a short little bit. Thanks very much.